Hello and welcome to all you Geminis. Welcome for your monthly horoscope in general, of course, for March 2016. An important month for the mutable signs, flexible signs, and you're one of them, you Geminis. You are a mutable sign. And so what is this all about? All the key areas of your life are highlighted in March. And so it is in September. So these 2 months are going to be very significant for you. Now, what are key areas of your life? Well, that is you. That is your important relationships. It's your home life and it's your work. These are like the foundations of your life, and they are all triggered in March. And it's let's start with the eclipse. So there is an eclipse in Pisces. And the eclipse is happening in the highest point of your horoscope, which is for a lot of, it's your social status, it's your work, it's your reputation. So a lot of Geminis are going to shift status maybe. What is shifting status? That can be they either get married or they get divorced or they get a baby or for a lot of you, it can relate to work as well. There is something new, maybe an ending and a new beginning when it comes to work. So, especially when you have a Gemini rising sign. So, to a lesser extent, when it's your sun sign or your moon sign. Now, what does it mean? Now, the eclipse belongs to a certain Saros family. If you think that I'm talking Latin now, I have a bit of an explaining video, which I will put a link below here so you can find out what this really means. But every eclipse has its flavor. And this eclipse belongs to, so the eclipses, both of them, they belong to the Saros family, the 18 South. And that is an eclipse that is about transformation. So it's an eclipse of endings and of new situations rising and with positive new outcomes. So this, and for you that happens there in that 10th house, which I just mentioned. So for a lot of you, your social status or work, or maybe has to do with authorities, maybe a boss or maybe with government even. Oh, with your mom, that's also the 10th house. It's strange, isn't it? That all these houses, these areas of your life represent so many different things. That's why it's so difficult to make a general horoscope. But anyway, so the eclipse, so the sun and the moon together with the south node, is also conjunct Chiron and is also conjunct Saros. And what does that mean? Chiron is about pain and wounds and healing. And Saros is about nurturing and about family relationships. So for the Geminis, things that are not nurturing you anymore, whether it is a family member, whether it is maybe your mom, could be your mom, you know. We all have those days that we let go of a part of that connection, and that we let go of that part of us that wants to change our mom, you could say. But there are certainly for you Geminis parts of you that you let go, that you release. This whole month is about release and about maturity. And I'll explain where the maturity lies for you. But the letting go is about, maybe you are going to delegate a bit more when it comes to work. Could be as simple as that. So if you have your own company and maybe you are going to delegate a bit more, and that is the letting go. But it's a bit painful, you know, Chiron is there. And so on and so on. So for everyone, it's a bit specific. But these are the energies. The energies are of letting go of something, and which is no longer serving you, which is no longer nurturing you. And but where is the hard work done and the responsibility? Well, relationships actually. So you've got Mars there and Saturn in your 7th house of relationships. And with relationships, I mean your love relationship or a business partner, or clients, or a mentor, someone who helps you out. So what is this energy of Mars and Saturn? Mars and Saturn is not easy energy. So I'm not going to say that all you Geminis are having a hard time with your loved one. Or maybe you're saying I'm single. Well, the chances are high that you will have to put a little bit more effort towards your important relationships. And with effort, I mean working on them to mature them. There are some things with Saturn going through your opposite sign. It's not only now in February, that goes on for like up until the end of 2017. So all you Geminis, you are dealing with relationships that demand tremendous amount of responsibilities, and whether you like it or not. And so it's a lot of make or break energy there with relationships, and which is good. It means, you know, there's work to be done here. And the Mars there shows, Mars in your 7th house shows that the people that you connect with, so your significant other or maybe a business partner, can be quite harsh, and they can be quite not easy to deal with, to say the least, and demanding lots of attention of you. Now, how to deal with this? The worst case scenario to deal with this is that you fight and you go into ego struggles, because you're not going to win. The best thing to do is to count to 10, to know that people are going to trigger you, especially this month. People are going to trigger you, and that it demands, like, you cannot run away, you cannot escape, you need to deal with it, talking it out, listening to them, listening and saying your bit as well. So it's a lot about pushing and pulling, but not too hard and not too soft. It's about going a bit like this on the court with your relationship. So, but the positive is that after this transit is over, and this will go on for quite a while. This is not for February. This is up until, you could say, August of this year. So your relationship is going through some tests, and these tests are going to show you, do I want to commit or do I not want to commit anymore? So it's like this crucial time. And for some of you, you will say, oh yes, I'll commit. You know, this is not an easy person, but I know they're right for me. I'm going to work hard on myself to be able to work this out. Or maybe you're going to say, look, this is not worth it, or not anymore. Or for a long time, you've been working on this. This is not worth it. And this could be a time of letting go of a relationship. If you are single, this can be a time that a lot of people demand your attention, and they're not easy people, but they are interesting in a way. They are showing you something about your authority. It's a lot about ego here, and it's a lot about who is being your own authority and not overwhelming someone else, but not getting overwhelmed either. That is something, even when you are single, you can work this out with a colleague, for instance, who is demanding a lot from you this month. So very interesting when it comes to relationships for you Gemini, but it will demand a little bit of commitment there. So you cannot, like usually Geminis, they are just, they go like this and they go like that. It demands a bit of more commitment here, and that'll do you well ultimately. So and another thing that is going on is that at home you've got Jupiter there and the North Node. It's good for you to spend maybe some more time at home, or to move to a bigger place, could be the case, or work a bit more home, and finding meaning there. You are finding more meaning at home. It could also mean that there is like Jupiter is trining Pluto in your 8th house, that is, yes. So for some of you, maybe an inheritance. For some of you, maybe some money coming your way, but that is not earned by yourself. So it could be a tax refund, it could be money from your spouse or whatever. So all in all, pretty interesting month for you Geminis. Very unlike Geminis, it's a bit more deeper than you Geminis like it to be. You are a sign that is very light and that is full of sense of humor. And keep that, please do, because you can use this to make some transformations there, because that's what the eclipse is all about. It's about transformations that you're up to take. So, having said that, I wish you a very good month, dear Geminis. Thank you for watching, and see you next month. Bye bye.